Okay, so we've got our PCB imported, and if we zoom in a little bit, if we look in the corners, here, 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 and here are our 4 bolt hole positions. So anything we can see here is purely there as a guide. It's not going to get laser cut. It's purely something there that we can use to see where things are relative to each other. So let's say that first of all we want to draw a chassis that's a certain size, and you'll come up with other restrictions on what the size needs to be when you come up with your design for the chassis. Let's say that's our chassis outline. Next thing we might want is for the laser cutter to cut in the chassis holes to mount on the PCB. So our bolt holes are 3 millimeters in diameter. So I'm going to get a circle from over here on the palette, and I'm just going to draw an approximate circle. Now, I don't know if that's the right size or not, but up here I can put in 3 millimeters for the horizontal direction and for the vertical direction, and then the hole will then, or the circle rather, will then resize to the exact dimensions that I've set. But what I've got to do now is to put the hole, or the circle rather, directly on top of the bolt hole. So you might have to zoom in on top of the PCB outline, and then you can center the hole directly where it needs to be. Now once you've drawn one of these things, you don't have to do the same process again. We can select what we've just drawn, we can copy it by pressing Ctrl C, paste it by pressing Ctrl and V, and our pasted copy sits directly on top of our original. So if we move it across, you can see we've now got 2 of them. So I'm going to move this over to the other bolt hole, and I'm going to zoom in and then center it up again. So I can use this process again and again to take into account any of the features on my PCB, whether it's bolt holes, whether it's the position of LEDs, or whether it's the position of any other electronic component.